much. Okay, so yeah, you guys know I come up here and I speak, but I realized, yes, I speak a lot about the power of storytelling, but I haven't actually gone into how to tell your story, right? I talk a lot about, oh, there's so much power in storytelling, but what does it actually mean if you don't see it, right? How can you show your storytelling? So bear with me, there is a point to my madness, okay? But I'm going to tell a little story. And fair warning, there might be some triggers, so please, be kind to yourselves, and if you need to take a moment, that's fine. If I need to take a moment, please bear with me. Okay, so as you all know, I was a former journalist. Now I worked with a lot of different companies. My last one was NewsCorp. Okay, I worked here with the Toowoomba Chronicle, and I was a general reporter. What does that mean? Well, it essentially means that I go wherever they tell me to go, and it means that I had the ability to write in various different ways at the drop of a hat. Okay, so journalists, they are normally designated to certain rounds. So you'll have journalists, they are specifically court, or they are specifically council or politics. And you'll see it a lot on their bylines, educational reporter or whatever it might be. General reporter basically was one day I was covering court, the next I was going out to a crime scene, the next I was dealing with council and politicians. Okay, I was wherever they needed me to be. Now, I don't know if you guys will remember, at the end of 2022, start of 2023, there were a lot of stolen cars around the area. A lot of people were very vocal online, a lot of break-ins, people were really, really frustrated. Mid-January 2023, there was another car accident. Now, this car accident happened at night, and it was involving a stolen car. Okay? Essentially, a young woman, her name was Gemma Cole Crichton. She was 24 years old. She was in the passenger seat of a car. The male occupant was the driver. He was speeding along the Warrego Highway, heading east, and they crashed into a tree. Car caught fire. She had burns to 95% of her body. Somehow, she managed to get out of the vehicle, crawl up the hill, and someone was able to help her and put her out. She was transferred to hospital, and unfortunately she died. The male occupant survived, and he took off. Now, when this happened, and with any car crash accident that happens, the first job for a journo is, okay, we're going to get in, and first just explain what happened. So that's always the first story that comes out. What happened? There was a car accident, young woman's been killed, the Warrego is closed for a little bit. That's the first story. My job the next morning coming into the office was, who was it that died? Start searching social media. That was my job for the day. Search social media, figure out who this person is. Long story short, I actually ended up getting in contact with her mother. Okay? And her mum agreed to have a chat with me the day after her daughter was killed in a car accident. And the reason that she was willing to have a chat with me was because I said, with all due respect, I don't care about the manner in which she died. Yes, it's an important part, but I want to know about how she lived, not how she died. I had a chat with that mum, we both cried, and I put out a story that focused on the bright and bubbly 24-year-old girl who knew that she was mixed in with the wrong crowd. She had spoken to her mother only days before, saying that she knew she needed to make changes. Her life wasn't going in the way that she wanted. She was surrounded by the wrong people, and she needed to cut them out of her life. She never stole from anyone, but she said she loved to get in the stolen cars because she loved the thrill of it. She loved the adrenaline that came from that, and she was mixing with the wrong crowd, and that's how she found her adrenaline. She was, like I said, she was bright, she was bubbly, she was loyal, she was fun, and I made the story about who she was. Now, unfortunately, what happened, as I'm sure a lot of you can remember, is a lot of people took to social media and all they could see was this person got what they deserved because they were in a stolen car. Right? Why am I telling you this? Because when we're looking at business, sorry, I need to shake my legs out because I'm getting pins and needles. Trauma, guys. When we're looking at business, a lot of people just focus on the baseline story. What is it? They don't actually look into the underlying stories that people connect with. Okay? So many people only go, well, this is a business and this is what I do. And that's all they do, right? They don't choose to dive deeper. They don't choose to dive deeper into, but why are you doing this business? Why do you show up every day when running a business is incredibly difficult? What is it that keeps you going? So with that, I'm going to give you 4 steps on how to step away from that base level story and jump into the real connections that can form from those underlying stories, okay? So 1, I want you to take a step back from looking at just what you do and really unearth why you do it, okay? So with that, don't look at what you're doing. I'm going to use Donna Marie as an example. Don't look at, I run a yoga studio. Look at, I am putting something together that is helping people to separate from the rush of day to day and take a moment for themselves. Okay, it can take a little bit to really unearth why is it that you're doing it. Okay? Stuart, we did a great one, didn't we? We did. Why do you do your business? What are you really doing with your business?
So one aspect is food labelling, and Morgan actually revealed something like in discussions around the fact that I give people peace of mind with their food labelling. That's what I help businesses do. Just give them peace of mind that their labelling is compliant, because people like me who have a severe food allergy rely on that information to stay alive.
Yep. There's your why. Okay? Because you understand that personal connection, you know the trust that needs to come when you're purchasing products. Right? Alright. 2, I want you to share a personal human moment. Okay? What is a small story that shows your own vulnerability or a turning point? Have a bit of a think about it. If you had to think back over your journey, what is one moment? Maybe it's, I was at a crossroads and I could either keep doing what I was doing or I could step in and take that chance. What was that moment? Share it. 3, following on from that, I want you to highlight a moment of transformation. Okay? Look at where you started, what changed, and then how that journey has shaped to what you do now. Okay? Have a think about that before, what obstacle you had to overcome, to where you are now. Right? And lastly, always remember to share with strategy and soul. So it's not just about that you're sharing facts of this is what I'm doing and this is why I do it, but it's about forming that authentic connection. Use emotive language. How were you feeling? What were you thinking during that time? Try to be real with it. Okay? Were you second guessing yourself? Were you battling imposter syndrome? What was it going through your mind? Okay? As humans, pretty much every decision we make is based on some sort of emotion. Every single decision. Okay? And that needs to follow through with your social media. or with any sort of storytelling. What emotion can you pull from that? And then how can you shape with what you're doing, but move through with strategy that makes it still feel like you? Okay? I hope those tips help. If you've got any questions, please feel free, ask away. You know that I'm here. But otherwise, that is storytelling. Woo!
Thank you very much.
Morgan. Well done. That's all right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What was your turning point?
Which one? Okay. My turning point, I don't actually know if a lot of you know this. My turning point actually to stepping into business and stepping away from journalism was I covered the Wine Villa siege. I covered that for 11 days straight. I attended the town where it happened. I met people that worked with them, and getting very little support from that, and suffering PTSD symptoms, something that I still battle with, I decided I needed to step away from journalism. And then business sort of came about just from wanting to help people. That was the turning point.